The County Ledger, Chapter 4. Deputy Halloran did not knock the second time. Eva Mercer watched him on the annex monitor as one of the maintenance men fitted a drill bit against the front door lock. June Pritchard stood beside the vault table with the old custody receipt in one hand and the look of a woman calculating how much truth could be carried through a narrow exit. "Is there a back way?" Eva asked. "There is always a back way in a county building," June said. "The question is whether anyone remembered to block it." The drill began to bite. June opened a drawer beneath the vault's sorting counter and removed a ring of keys large enough to injure someone. She selected a flat brass one marked Tax Storage, then took the banker box from Eva and replaced it with 3 dummy folders from the shelf. "If Halloran gets in here," Eva said, "he'll know." Halloran has spent 12 years mistaking confidence for competence. June slid the real folder into a canvas document bag. That has been useful. Eva almost laughed, but the sound caught before it became anything. Mateo Ruiz was still on her phone, silent enough that she had nearly forgotten him. "Eva," he said, "listen to June." "You do not get to sound helpful from wherever you are hiding." "I'm in my office." "Then walk over." Another pause. "I can't." That was the first honest thing he had said all morning. The drill stopped. Metal clicked against tile beyond the vault wall. June moved to the rear of the vault where a panel of dark wood looked decorative until she pushed it with her shoulder. It opened into a record chute barely wider than a closet. At the bottom, a short stair led into the old tax storage room and the alley behind the annex. Eva took the bag. "Why are you helping me now?" she asked. June's mouth tightened. "Because I helped your father too late." They went down the stair in darkness, broken by June's phone light. Above them, Halloran called June's name with public patience and private threat. The storage room smelled of cardboard, old toner, and damp brick. Boxes rose in labeled rows. Delinquent properties, tax liens, estate transfers, equipment leases. June moved with frightening speed for a woman who had once let Eva choose lollipops from a ceramic dish. "Your father came here in March," June said. "He had the marina photograph, but he did not have the revision log. He thought Mateo had buried Owen's report to protect himself." "Didn't he?" "Partly. People rarely lie for only one reason." June pulled a slim green ledger from a shelf marked Flood Recovery. It was not a county ledger in the formal sense. It was a sign-out book for temporary equipment, petty cash, office keys, and system credentials during the flood year when half the county servers had sat under 2 feet of brown water. Eva opened to the tab June indicated. Disaster Recovery Account issued. Username DR4. Authorized by Mateo Ruiz. Custodian Celia Lark. Eva read the line again. The name did not change. "Celia had the account?" she said. "For 3 weeks," June said. "She worked part-time in records before Owen disappeared. She said she was only scanning old deeds. The county attorney said temporary staff was temporary staff. And everyone was tired." Eva thought of Celia at the lake house, hands folded, voice softened by practiced sorrow. Celia saying she signed everything said in front of her after the accident. Celia saying accident, as if the word had been given to her by someone else. She could have changed the reviewer fields. She could have. June said, "So could Mateo, so could the sheriff." "You said my father asked for this." "He did. Then he asked me for one more thing." June reached behind a row of boxes and removed a padded envelope with Tom Mercer written across it in black marker. "He told me you would hate the timing." The envelope held a roll of undeveloped film and a motel key from a chain that had closed 6 years earlier. Room 112, Lakeview Motor Court. Eva recognized the address from one of her father's ledger notes. "Use only if they make me ordinary." Above them, a door slammed. June took back the green ledger, tore out nothing, folded nothing, and placed it into the canvas bag intact. "You cannot steal public records," Eva said. I am not stealing them. I am escorting them to safety during an unauthorized lock replacement. That sounds rehearsed. It has been a long morning. They slipped into the alley behind the annex as Halloran entered the vault overhead. Ava expected June to run, but she locked the storage door behind them, checked the frame, and then walked toward her sedan like she was leaving after a normal shift. "Get in," June said. "He knows my car." "That is why we are not taking yours." In the passenger seat, Eva opened the custody receipt again. A week before the reported drowning, Mateo had signed for the county transport van. Celia Lark had witnessed it. Tom Mercer had not signed at all. Her father's name had appeared on the revision log, disappeared, then appeared again. Inserted, removed, restored. A name used as a curtain. June drove without hurry through back streets Eva had known as a child and ignored as an adult. Every porch seemed to hold a person who might have seen something years ago and chosen dinner over testimony. Ava hated that thought because it was unfair to some of them and accurate enough for the rest. Mateo called again when they reached the old highway. Ava put him on speaker. "Talk." "Owen came to me with a set of copies," Mateo said. "County land transfers, shell buyers, lake parcels moved through probate cases that should have been closed. He thought Celia was helping improve it." "Was she?" "At first." June kept her eyes on the road. "What changed?" Eva asked. Owen found a payment ledger with names in it. Not just officials, families, businesses, people who looked respectable because everyone agreed not to total the receipts. "My father?" "No. You expect me to believe that because you say it now?" Mateo's voice stayed tired. "No, I expect you to check the ledger." Ava looked at the green book in her lap. "Not that ledger," Mateo said. "The one Owen hid at Lakeview." The Lakeview Motor Court sat beyond the county line, half-boarded and half-occupied by weekly renters who had learned not to notice official cars. The office sign had lost 2 letters. The pool had been filled with gravel. Room 112 faced the back fence and a stand of pines. The key still worked. Inside, the room had been stripped to a bed frame, a dresser, and curtains yellowed by sunlight. Ava checked the drawers, while June stood watch at the window. Nothing. The bathroom, nothing. Behind the mirror, old adhesive, under the mattress, mouse droppings and a bus ticket. Ava stood in the center of the room and tried to think like her father. Tom Mercer had hidden things where they looked boring. Dental receipts, grocery paper, ledgers inside ledgers. She looked at the motel key again. Room 112, not room, line. She opened the green disaster recovery ledger to page 112. The page listed fuel card assignments for county vehicles during the flood. One entry had been underlined twice. Van 6 custody transfer, Lark, route south. Driver, D. Halloran. Passenger, O. Lark, destination, Lakeview 112. Below it, in a smaller hand, someone had added a note. Keep him there until C decides whether to sell or testify. Eva photographed the page. Her hands were steady now, which frightened her more than shaking would have. "Celia," June said. "Maybe." Ava would not give the letter more than it deserved. That was one thing her father had taught her and apparently followed. Do not turn a clue into a verdict because you are angry enough to need one. In the dresser, behind the bottom drawer, she found the second ledger. It was thin, black, and wrapped in a plastic grocery bag from a store that had closed before Owen vanished. Inside were names, dates, parcel numbers, and payment amounts. Some entries were marked with initials. MR appeared twice. H appeared many times. CL appeared beside 3 lake parcels and 1 note written in Owen's hand. Celia says the list is insurance. I think she means threat. Eva heard a car outside. June moved the curtain a fraction and went still. Halloran? Eva asked. No. Eva joined her at the window. Celia Lark stood beside a white sedan in the gravel lot. She wore sunglasses despite the overcast sky and held both hands where they could be seen. Not surrender. Presentation. Eva's phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. I know what Tom did with Owen after this room. Below it was a photograph taken through the motel window, years old and grainy. Owen Lark sat on the edge of the same bed, alive, scared, and looking at Tom Mercer. Tom held a county revolver in his right hand. Eva looked up from the screen. Celia was already walking toward room 112,